All right. Well, good morning. Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Kent Sunday service for May 3rd, 2020. I'm Reverend Patty Becker, and I'm the spiritual leader for Unity of Kent. Our worship assistant this morning is Lee O'Neill, and our musician is Adam Cohen. And Adam will now start our service with the song, Open the Eyes.
Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Won't you open the eyes of my heart? 'Cause I wanna see you. 'Cause I wanna see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Won't you open the eyes of my heart? 'Cause I wanna see you. 'Cause I wanna see you. See you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out the power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I wanna see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Won't you open the eyes of my heart? 'Cause I wanna see you. 'Cause I wanna see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Won't you open the eyes of my heart? 'Cause I wanna see you. 'Cause I wanna see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I wanna see you. I wanna see you. I wanna see you. Yeah, I wanna see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
Good morning again. I'm so glad you've chosen to be with us this morning. It's a beautiful Pacific Northwest day. Outside of my window, the sun is bright, it's sparkling on the water, and I just have this tremendous sense of gratitude and well-being for right this very moment to be here with you. Unity of Kent is an open congregation. We invite people of all races, creeds, and colors to join us each Sunday for messages of upliftment and positive regard. We invite people to try us out, to explore our philosophy, apply it to your lives, and to see if it doesn't make a change in how you live and how you feel. We promote a philosophy of practical spirituality that are based on the teachings of Jesus and on core New Thought principles. We believe that each person's spiritual authority is paramount, and know that by applying spiritual principles to our lives, we create and experience more and more good, not only in ourselves, but also in our world. Positive vibrations uplift the whole. And so I'd like to continue with our service with prayer. So I ask you to to close your eyes, to remove distraction if that is an issue for you, and to just start to focus your attention inward, taking a deep breath, knowing that you are not here by accident, but divine appointment, that there is something here for you in this service this morning, a gift that is yours via the message, the experience of meditation, through the music. There's lots of different avenues in which we receive our good. And so we open ourselves to that good now by removing all obstacles of, of diversion from our attention and bringing ourselves fully to this moment. One presence, one power, active in our lives, in our community, and in this moment. This presence and power fills us with light and grace and informs our every decision, is our guidance, and is our peace of mind. This presence and power arises from within, and we open ourselves to fully engage with what is already ours. And so it is. Amen.
I walk by faith, each step by faith, to live by faith. I put my trust in you. I walk by faith, each step by faith, to live by faith. I put my trust in you. Every step I take is a step of faith. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every prayer I make is a prayer of faith. If my God is for me, who can be against me? I walk by faith, each step by faith, to live by faith. I put my trust in you. I walk by faith, each step by faith, to live by faith. I put my trust in you.
Good morning and welcome to Unity of Camp. My name is Lee O'Neill and I'm your worship assistant today. And thank you for joining us live on Facebook. You're all looking very spiffy today. So let's start with our statement of faith. It's on your screen, so say it with me. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotence. I trust and align with that power of goodness now. So our virtue today is enduring, which we've all been doing with the stay-at-home mandate, and it's not been so terrible, I don't believe. I did read the other day where the hole in the ozone in the Arctic has healed itself. So Mother Nature's happy that we're staying at home. So I'd like to read the virtue, enduring. To endure is to last. It is the ability to continue in the face of hardship or obstacles. Enduring principles are those that stand the test of time. Enduring relationships are those that continue for a lifetime. Enduring strengths are those that can be counted on no matter what. Someone who is enduring bears circumstances and faces challenging situations without yielding. The affirmations are, I am enduring. I persist in the face of adversity. I overcome hardships. I succeed in meeting challenges. So I have a few announcements today. That is, tune in on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. for our prayer circle. And then again on Wednesdays at 10 a.m., Patty's doing what she calls the Spirit Talk. And we did that last Wednesday, and it was very inspirational and informational. So again, tune in Tuesday, 11 o'clock, or on Wednesday at 10 a.m. for Spirit Talk. I'd also like to remind you that our taxes are due at the end of May. So anything that you can send in a little extra this month to help pay the taxes will be greatly appreciated. So stay home, stay healthy, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and don't touch anybody else's face. So now I'll read the daily word. Today it is world peace. I contribute to peace in the world. When I learn of conflict in my community or in the world, my response may be frustration, sadness, or anger. If I have those feelings, I remember that I am more than merely human. I am a living expression of God, heir to all that God is. I use my divine faculties of wisdom, understanding, and love to create the abiding peace that is my birthright. Centered in divine peace, I realize that every person is as much an expression of God as I am. As differences dissolve in a way that transcends human understanding, I come to know oneness with all the world's people. I let this realization shape my response to every person and every situation. In an awareness of my oneness with all people, my thoughts, words, and actions contribute to peace in the world. John 17:22, the glory that you have given me, I have given them, so that they may be one, as we are one. Thank you, and make it a great day.
And so this is the time in our service where if we were at church, we would be blessing our prayer slips that are in the prayer box. And so let's do that for each other. As a community, even though we're not in a physical place together, we are together energetically. Spirit knows the limitation of time and space, and therefore we step into the eternity that is ours each day by the realization of our minds. And so right now, whether you have a prayer request or you have been asked for prayer for someone else, I ask you to turn your attention now within yourselves and to that place in you that knows no limitation, that place in you that is expansive, that place in you is the Christ I am. There is one presence and one power active in our lives, active in every situation and circumstances of our lives, that is active in the lives of our loved ones and all that we encounter each day. This presence and power never removes itself. It is a constant reality. And that is the I am, that is divine presence, that is the truth of who each one of us are. And so let's turn to that truth now. And in that truth, there is nothing withheld, nothing to be earned. And so we step into accept the life, to accept the patience, to accept the strength, to accept the inspiration that is always available to me, to lay hold of the wisdom, to lay hold of understanding, to lay hold of full, rich, healthful life. And in this claiming of our good, we release all anxiety, we release all doubt. And so with absolute faith, we rest in the gratitude of realization of our good. The realization of not only our good, but the good of our loved ones. And we see the perfect out picturing of any situation and any circumstance that may cause initial anxiety. All is well, all is good, all the time. And so it is. Amen.
This is one of these songs. Oh, I mute. Okay. This is one of these songs that I've heard it dozens of times, and you hear these songs hundreds and dozens of times, and sometimes you finally hear it at just the right moment. So, heard it earlier this week, and it just felt very fitting for everything. When it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's so hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. But the sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing. You're stuck inside the same old storm again. Hold tight to your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'd be blinded by all the colors. Yellow, red, orange and green, and at least a million others. Tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. 'Cause the sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing. You're stuck inside the same old storm again. Hold tight to your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. So tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. Everything's alright now. The sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing. You're stuck outside in the same old storm again. Hold tight to your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. There's always been a rainbow hanging over your head.
Oh, thank you, Adam. And you're right, it is the perfect song for the service today. The service today is the Silent Unity service, prayer service. It's what we do every first Sunday of the month. And I love doing it. It sets a tone for the whole month. The Silent Unity prayer service is a wonderful way to build a prayer practice. So if you don't have a regular prayer practice right now and would like to start one, this is a good place to begin. A copy of the service I'll be presenting today is on our website. So if you go there, you can click on the link and it will bring up the service. You can print it out and use it all month long as your prayer practice. Well, in the realm of spiritual unfoldment and spiritual awareness, Unity considers prayer and meditation to be the primary process by which we realize our true spiritual natures, the process by which we come into relationship with our I amness. It is the essence of who we are. These two activities, prayer and meditation, are game changers. I can tell you that from personal experience. In the outpicturing of our lives, there's nothing more important than building a consciousness through prayer and meditation of our own I amness. In unity, it's not what we believe, it's not the list of dogma. In unity, it's not how we act. Our faith is not based on rituals. What's primary in the unity philosophy, the unity way of life, is what we hold in consciousness. And it isn't even how we apply what we hold in consciousness. It is simply consciousness. Prayer and meditation builds that consciousness. It builds that awareness of the truth of who we are. Going to the silence, what Charles Fillmore called going to headquarters, is the most important pathway towards the fulfillment of our spiritual purpose. And that purpose is to realize, to be, and to express our divine potential, which again is the Christ. In speaking about energy, Charles Fillmore wrote that it can be utilized in two ways. First, it can be invested in some outer aim to accomplish a result. And secondly, we can invest it within as our reserve pool in the inner realms of our consciousness. And the kinds of things in that reserve pool are wisdom, intuition, understanding, peace, compassion, strength, faith, and discernment. So when life circumstances brings situations needing clarity and confidence, through regular prayer practice, we already have these strengths within us that we can rely on, and they're at the ready to guide us and to support us in all the things that we need to do to move forward. Besides the spiritual benefits of prayer and meditation, there's also a slate of physical benefits as well. It reduces stress. It lowers blood lactate levels. Regular meditation builds confidence. Meditation and prayer increases the serotonin levels in our bodies, which is a chemical that influences our mood and behavior. Serotonin also can reduce stress, depression, headaches, and insomnia. Prayer and meditation enhances strength, energy, and vigor. On a physical level also, it lowers high blood pressure. It reduces stress and tension. It creates a general feeling of well-being. It increases our ability to concentrate, and it strengthens the thinking faculties of our minds. It helps reduce heart disease and can even help with weight loss. According to Unity teachings, meditation is a practice that leads to the silence. And silence is characterized by that state of prayer, that state of consciousness of non-doing, non-awareness, and non-thinking. I spoke about that last week. Meditation is a deep state of relaxation that leads to the silence. Unity has a rather unique idea of what prayer is. In most traditions, and I would guess that how we were brought up, most of us were brought up in the tradition of prayer, is that it was a means through which we asked for things, in which we gave praise, or which we were thankful. Prayer is a petition, or is that practice in which we ask a God out there, or we make affirmations to something and someone outside of ourselves to fulfill a need. Praise is the spontaneous outburst of well-being that we give to a creator, to the universe. I feel this in my body as me personally, as an expansion. Very often, I wake up before sunrise, and where I am now on Hood Canal, my bedroom window faces east. And so every morning that is non-cloudy, I can see the sunrise. And and more often than not, my first glimpse of daylight is a crimson sky with a bright spot on the horizon where the sun is waiting to come up. And when the sun breaks the horizon, I can feel my whole body expand with gratitude and with praise for such a beautiful universe and for a life in which I can be conscious of this beauty. When we have received blessings and when we have received direction or answers to questions, we spontaneously burst out in feelings of gratitude and giving thanks. For myself, and I think for many of you too, that thanksgiving has been an outward energy going to someone or something outside of ourselves. Unity's idea of prayer and of God, of beingness, of divine reality, is not something outside of us. It is within us. It is expressing as us. And states that there is no presence and power outside of us. It is within us. And that we gain spiritual unfoldment through the realization of this reality. What unity defines as prayer is when we come into relationship with the divine ideas that brings forth all that we know in our experience as life. These divine ideas are what we consider to be the energy that we tend to call God. Another way of talking about these divine ideas is by labeling the 12 powers. The realization of divine ideas and then overlaying these divine ideas over the situations and circumstances that face us is the unity definition of prayer, that it is a consciousness, that I am that which I seek. In other words, if we are experiencing a health issue, that prayer is the process by which we realize the absolute ground of abundance of the universe, in which we realize that that abundance is not outside of us. That abundance and prosperity is within us. And we align ourselves in mind and consciousness with that consciousness of abundance, so that and health and wholeness, so that we don't see ourselves as asking for something from the outside to be brought into our lives, but we realize that we already have it within our lives and we become aware of it and conscious of it, so that in health, realizing wholeness brings about a change in the energy of wholeness. By overlaying that on our lives, we experience it. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. And it's the same with prosperity, that realizing that we already are in the midst of abundance, that we are abundance, and hold that idea in consciousness as our own identity, changes our circumstances. It becomes an attractor then for all good things that we already have within us, but tend not to be in relationship with all the time. So prayer and meditation are the processes by which we build this consciousness, this I am consciousness, not only for ourselves, but for our loved ones and within every situation that we face. And every situation and circumstances is an opportunity for us to turn in mind to the truth within, and then to let that truth play out in our outward circumstances. The steps to both prayer and meditation are very, very similar. As a matter of fact, the first two steps are exactly the same. We enter into both processes the same way. And I'll give you those in a minute. And then in the 5-step process, by the time we get to the 4th step, within the meditation context, we would direct our attention towards going to the silence. Meditation is a pathway to entering into the silence. From a prayer standpoint, the fourth step of realization would be that of realizing the I am quality that we want to align a situation and a circumstance with in our lives. And then the 5th step is also the same, and that is thanksgiving. That we give thanks not to a presence and power outside of us, but we give thanks, we feel gratitude within ourselves for knowing these principles and for having the ability to apply them and for having the ability to change our experience through the changing of our consciousness. The Silent Unity Prayer Service is an avenue of prayer and meditation that utilizes these steps. That the service itself, many of you are already familiar with it, has 5 or 6 stanzas, each one introduced by an affirmation, and then a lead in prayer, affirming that affirmation or that quality that it is focusing on, whether it be health or whether it be relationships, whether it be prosperity. And then there's a time of silence in which we can take that idea and give ourselves time to connect with that in consciousness, to connect with that divine idea in consciousness. And then we move on to the next. So we have periods of time in which we get to practice this process of changing consciousness. So I'd like to now begin that service today. And let's begin with the first 3 steps of entering to prayer, which are relaxation. So if there's anything in your environment where you are right now that is a distraction, I would ask you to either minimize it or turn it off, and to refocus your own attention to your body, to your mind, to your spirit. And also in your environment, if you are seated comfortably, that's great. If not, make some shifts so that you do feel comfortable, that there is nothing to distract you. And we begin this process of relaxation oftentimes, and which I find very effective, is taking deep breaths. And taking your time in those breaths, a nice slow inhale and exhale. Doing that several times, and then allowing your body to adjust to your own personal rhythm of breath. And as you breathe, notice if there's any place in your body that is holding tension. You can simply notice, or you can say to that place, peace, be still, and to consciously relax it. But the point here is to be undistracted and relaxed. And then we turn that same kind of relaxation to the mind. that oftentimes when people sit down to meditate, they report to me that that's the time that they start to have this incredible mind activity, just thinking of everything in the world, what I have to add to my shopping list, what I need to do, something else on my list. So the mind wants to think. The mind wants to plan. The mind wants to categorize. And so rather than fighting this active mind of ours, let's put it to use. Let's work with it. So if you are finding yourselves being distracted by random thoughts right now, choose a word or a phrase that would help you to center. Either peace be still, God I am, all is well, I am present. Just simply the word peace, Abba, any word or very short phrase that has meaning for you and that you can use as a touchstone so that when your mind does go off on tangents, just come back to your word. And this is called concentration, helping to focus the mind. We have physical being, we have mental being, and we have an emotional being. If you find that you are being distracted by an emotional circumstance in your life, that you're feeling anxious or upset, frustrated, and that it is preventing you from entering into a state of peacefulness right now, I would ask you to just do a symbolic mental putting away exercise. Imagine a basket at your feet. It's empty, it's large enough to contain whatever needs to be put into it. And then just to take any worry or concern, any situation that is causing frustration, any emotional upset. And just for the time of our meditation now, to set those things in that basket. And let the basket hold it for now, so that your own heart and your own soul can be cleared. Centered in God, I am secure and peaceful. As I shift my focus from the outer activity to God, my source and my inner resources, I realize that God is peace. All cares and concerns diminish in the presence of peace. God is peace in my quiet mind. God is peace in my compassionate heart. God is peace in every aspect of my being. And I now shift my attention further from the outer to the inner through the realization of this peace deep within my soul. And I move my attention to this peacefulness as I take time in the silence to fully realize myself, the I am, as peace. Within the silence of prayer, I gain a clear sense of direction. Anytime I need greater clarity or wisdom, I turn within. Centered in the silence of prayer, I open my mind to see more clearly the possibilities ahead. I open my heart to feel my way forward. And relying on the spirit of wisdom I know that is mine, I know what to do. What a powerful tool, this wisdom, giving a clear sense of direction. And so I go to the silence once more to connect more deeply with my innate wisdom. By the power of divine life, I thrive. The light of divine life shines within the cells of my body and in every crevice of my awareness. The promised fullness of life is mine as I bask in the light of wholeness, vitality, strength, and well-being. God is the light of life that I realize. God is the light of life that I am aware of. God is the light and life that I am. And once again, I go to the silence to more deeply realize my alignment, my beingness as love. I welcome every blessing in a spirit of gratitude and generosity. As I reflect on the many ways my life is blessed, I overflow with gratitude, realizing God as the source of every creative idea. I am prosperous. I am purposeful. I am thoughtful and kind. All that I can be and all that I can do flows from this realization of abundance. And I go to the place where this becomes more and more clear, more and more deeply embedded in my consciousness by once again entering into the silence. My eyes can see the beautiful potential within me and all around me. By the power of faith, I have inner vision. I can see beyond appearances to the truth. I can perceive the ripened fruit before the first blossom appears on the tree. And as I breathe into the silence of prayer, I am filled with faith and I am faithful. And I more deeply connect with the power of faith as I once again enter into the silence. So gently now, guided by easy breathing, we close this time of prayer. In the hours ahead, let us choose. Let us make conscious choices to be anchored in peace, wisdom, life, and faith. Let gratitude be our guide for all we will say and all we will do. And so now I would like to conclude our time of prayer with the prayer of protection, followed by the affirmative prayer of being. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. I am the light of God. I am the love of God. I am the power of God. I am the presence of God. And wherever I am, God is. And all truly is well.
You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are.
Thank you, Adam. Yes, we're all sacred love. Sacred love expressing as each one of us, and as a community, we are blessed by one another in that regard. And so now we move in our service from prayer into the energy of giving and affirming our abundance, letting ourselves be firmly foundationed in prosperity as we give our love offerings. So if you have that with you now, if you don't and are planning to send it later, you can do it through several means. There's you can mail it in, put it in the mailbox outside of the church. On our website, there are two means. One is Giveally, and the other one is PayPal. I tend to like Giveally. It seems to be just so easy that and effortless. Once it's set up, it's just a snap. So knowing our own prosperity and sharing that prosperity as we give, opening ourselves to receive abundance beyond our imaginations, let us affirm this flow with our offertory statement. Divine love flowing as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Well, this is the this is the first Sunday of the month. Not only is it Silent Unity Prayer Service, but it is also the birthday celebration Sunday. So all of you who have May birthdays, or if you know someone who has a May birthday, this is a gift for you.
I wanna wish you a happy birthday. I wanna help you celebrate. I wanna wish you lots of presents. I wanna help you eat your cake. If you party in the island way, you'll be jamming all night till the light of day. Your birthday is your day to shine. Another year and you'll be looking fine. So have no worries, don't you hesitate. It's time to party, time to celebrate.
Happy birthday, all you May birthdays. And so now Adam will close our service with our peace song.
Hey, Eric, I want their booking information. I want them coming back in the next few weeks, please. And let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment, live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you for joining us today, and have a wonderful day today. I was looking ahead in the forecast, and I saw that by the end of the week, we can expect temperatures into the 70s, and next Saturday, even 80s. So I'm excited. So be safe, be happy, and see you next week. Goodbye.
Everybody stay healthy.
All right. Yes. Thanks for being here.